What is up, guys? It's your boy Torius back again with another video. And today I'm going to be talking about getting the hard things done, right? Like the video, comment below what you think, subscribe if you're new. Let's get to it. So, a lot of times we procrastinate, right? A lot of times there's a lot of things that we got to do, but we just don't get them done, right? Because there's more fun things to do, right? Like, it's more fun to smoke weed than do your homework. It's more fun to play video games than go to work, right? It's more fun to eat unhealthy food than it is to eat healthy food. But you gotta remember, it's always important to get the hard things done first, right? Because once you get the hard things out of the way, that's when you can actually have fun, right? Like, for me, my goal is basically to, have a lot of money, right? Have a lot of money, have a very nice body. This basically, not even just that, bro. It's to have a lifestyle. Like, I just saw this girl post, said on her story, it said, it takes 21 days to build a habit, 90 days to build a lifestyle, right? And every day I do the same things. Like, my life is very boring. I just go to work out, come to the park. This is like the most fun part of my life, right? So going to the park. And I go home and I work. Then I go to sleep. I edit these videos, right? I'm just always working, and I'm always getting all the hard stuff done, because I've always been the type of person to do the fun stuff first, right? Like, when I was in high school and middle school, I would just play RuneScape every day, right? Every day I would just play RuneScape, and it was fun. I would either play RuneScape or Guitar Hero. Like, once I got home, it's like I did all the fun stuff, but then all my energy would be depleted because all my energy was going into that stuff, you feel me? So I stopped. I wasn't doing very good in school, and because I was just doing so much hard, fun stuff first. And my mom would always tell me, or my family would say this actually, like, do what you got to do so you can do what you want to do, right? Do what you want to do first so you can do what you can, so you can do what you can do, what you want to do, basically, right? And the older I get, the more I see, like, you know what, that's true. Because the thing is, it's like, you can't live in a house unless you have a house, right? You can't do drugs unless you could pay for the drugs. You can't smash girls unless you could pay for the girl, right? Like, you can't do all that fun stuff unless you're able to afford it. And afford just basically means that you have the means, that you are the type of person. That's why they say, like, when you manifest things, it's like, oh, you have to be, like, if you want to be a millionaire, you have to see yourself as a millionaire. That basically means do the work of a millionaire, right? Like, if someone's making $1 million worth of sales, it's not because they just landed on it. It's because they're making like 2,000 calls a day. They're making, they're doing all that shit. They're already doing it. So that's what it means to be, right? Like, they say, oh, live in the vibration of this person. But the only way to live in that vibration is basically to do the work, right? It's like, I feel like the best way to see manifestation is like a drawing, right? Like, you see it in your mind. You're like, okay, I want it to look like this. Even if it's like a portrait or something, you say, okay, I want it to look like this, right? So you do the work, right? Like, if I'm tattooing someone, what I do the work of? I get the stencil, I make the stencil, I print it out, and I do all this stuff, right? And then I draw it on the person's skin. Like, I'm literally drawing it, and I make it come to life. I make it physical. It wasn't there before, but now it's there. That's basically how manifestation works. It's like, it's just something. Manifestation basically means it's not here yet, but you got to make it come, right? Because a lot of times I'll be drawing or I'll be doing some type of labor, and then you get into the flow, right? There's this author, I read a lot of his books. His name is Frederick Dawson, and he writes about reality creation, which is basically manifestation, right? And there's a new book he wrote about flow, and I haven't read it yet, but I listened to like the 5 minutes of it, right? I sampled it, and now that I say this, I realize flow is basically God, right? Like, when you go God mode, it basically means that you're just in the flow of life, and life is all just God, right? Like, if you're drawing and like, sometimes I'll be doing a painting or something, and I just get lost in it, and I'm just in that flow, and it just comes, right? And it's just like, you just know what to do, you're in the flow of life, you're in the flow of it. And it's just like, okay, I know how to do this, right? Because you're just basically in that flow. And since you're not, like, it's basically because you're doing the work, right? Like your physical body is doing the work. You just get into that flow. Like sometimes I'll be like tattooing someone and I just get into that flow, right? I just get into the flow of doing it. And it's like, I just know what to do. At first, every time I do a tattoo, I'm always just like, damn, what do I do, right? Especially if it's like a portrait, like some realism shit. It's always like, damn, what do I do? I don't know, right? I always never know what to do at the beginning. But then as like time goes on, it's like I reacquire all my skills, all the times I spent tattooing. They just like come to me. I'm just like, okay. And I feel like that's what the Akashic Library is, right? Like, have you ever heard of the Akashic Library? It's just like the library of all information that's ever been recorded in life, right? Like how I'm like experiencing, everything I'm experiencing goes into the Akashic Library, and you can access it, right? By using your imagination. And basically, when I'm in the flow, it's like I just gain that knowledge. And I'm just like, damn, okay, that's what I do. Like one time I was so high, and I was tattooing my homeboy, and all of a sudden I see like, it's like I was seeing the history of all tattoos, right? It's like I saw them like going, tuk, tuk, tuk. It's crazy. And then while I was tattooing him, it's like I saw all the times I spent at Alcoholic just watching tattoo artists and seeing how they move their hands and doing all their pen shit and whatever. And I'm just like, oh shit, that's why they told me to watch. Because the more you watch, you're storing in your Akashic Library, your memories, right? And then you can access it. It's crazy. This is craziness. But yeah, always do the hard things first. Like, do what you got to do so you can do what you want to do, basically. Moral of the story. So with that being said, like the video, comment below what you think, subscribe if you're new, and if you have any questions, just DM me on Instagram at Torius, at 6 Feet Interviews, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Patreon. See you guys later. Peace.